welcome to another edition of Northern Heat. My name is Bob Lennon, president of Thermalwood Canada and the host for the show. And our special guest today, Dylan Gaudette. And Dylan, you're the owner, CEO of Spicy Boys. Tell us a little bit about yourself and what the company is, because it's pretty diverse, as we talked about a while ago.
Yeah, absolutely. First, thanks for having me on, Bob. I really appreciate it. So Spicy Boys is Atlantic Canada's premier hot sauce company. We started in 2021, March 20th. Before that, we were a bit of a black market hot sauce company, but as an official company, we've been a company since March 20th.
Okay.
We have 5 flavors, all ranging from mild to wild. Everything is associated with a fruit flavor. So we have a kiwi jalapeno, orange ginger habanero, maple apple red Thai chili, smoked peaches chipotle and scotch bonnet, a honey garlic and ghost pepper flavor profile. We have 40 retailers throughout Atlantic Canada, and we're actually, like I said before, we're a COVID business. So we did start up in the middle of a pandemic, and but yeah, since March 20th, it's been thriving. It's been a really quick ascent and a pretty intense journey.
Well, I was with Andrew, one of your buddies there, that actually owns a studio that he's
Yes.
been so nice to allow me to use for these interviews during this week. So, Andrew Kelly, thank you very much for the use of your studio at Same as Forever Creative Studios. Really appreciate that. And Andrew had brought some, when he was working with me in Bathurst, he had brought your Smoky Peach, I believe.
Yes.
And I put that on some of the steak subs that we had from East Side Deli there, and it just blew me away.
Amazing.
So, Mike, that would be a good place. We could go in and see if they could add that to their menu, because
Absolutely.
it definitely added to the taste, and I thought it was great. You're not just into hot sauces. What else do you do? Because it sounds like you've got pretty diverse, but Spicy Boys kind of also has a name of fitting into some other stuff. So.
Yeah, so Spicy Boys is a hot sauce company, but we also kind of double as a lifestyle company. So we like to do like limited drop streetwear. We do lifestyle events. So we host events like live music, live comedy, just anything that we can to allow our brand to be a bit more of a family, a community. Instead of just being a hot sauce brand, we do a lot of media. So we have a YouTube channel. We do a lot of curated, creative Instagram content, and we also just try to create a bit more of an inclusive feel when you're eating Spicy Boys. So instead of just eating a hot sauce, you actually feel like you're a part of something. But yeah, Spicy Boys has multiple facets of interesting avenues that you could explore. Right now, we're actually in the middle of filming a YouTube series called Enter the Scoville Sphere. So we go around and collaborate with local businesses, similar to what you're doing. And we're building a platform to allow them to showcase their business, show us what they're doing. And obviously, we get into a little bit of some spicy adventures with that as well. So we try some hot sauce, we go out axe throwing or go-karting, and just like do anything we can to stimulate the local economy.
Hot sauce, go-karts. Yeah, it sounds like a good combination
Yeah.
together. So let's take this. This is a great segue into a question that I ask a lot of the people I have on the interview. But New Brunswick, and we talked about it before the interview, is that, we've been brought up and with the story that we're the have-nots, that we don't have this, don't have that, and for younger people, you should move away. Like, I've heard that so many times,
Everybody goes out west.
yeah, and I think that that's so wrong. So you started a business during COVID. How do you look at New Brunswick as a business climate?
Yeah, so that's actually a really great question, Bob, and like a very core part of Spicy Boys brand morals. We're very invested in New Brunswick. We aren't the portion of the youth that think that you should leave. We think that we have something really amazing here, that New Brunswick has a lot to offer, and that unfortunately, because we have places like Toronto, Montreal, Vancouver, maybe the spotlight isn't always shone down here, but we actually think that New Brunswick is going to be in the future a hub for tourism in Canada, because we have so many natural resources and there's so many amazing and beautiful places to visit here. And it's really important to us that throughout the growth of Spicy Boys that we continue to grow with New Brunswick. A part of our business plan is to create New Brunswick jobs. So according to years, we eventually would like to have created 1,000 jobs in New Brunswick, because we plan on scaling our company obviously internationally. But yes, I agree with you that like growing up, especially for me, I'm from Minnow, New Brunswick, so it's a smaller community. You hear a lot of like, you have to go out west to make money. You're really going to have a difficult time being successful here. And I agree with you that I don't think that's the case. I think that what it is building platforms that you're able to leverage off of and showcase the amazing things that you do have around you instead of just ignoring them and going where things are already happening. All it takes really, and kind of like we had spoken about before the podcast, is having young people that are motivated and driven and are willing to go out and find those things and make them feel cool and seem cool to people. There's a couple of really great Instagram influencers out there right now that are doing a good job of that. That Fredericton Tourism has commissioned, and that's how I know them. For example, a girl named Angelina, she had came here, did some work at the Northside Creators Market, the Boys Farmers Market, and really showcased the things that Fredericton has to offer. So, kind of back to your question, I think that New Brunswick and throughout COVID, it's really showcased that New Brunswick has a lot to offer because when you can't leave the province, you find things to do within the province, right? Yeah. So I myself have found myself exploring, different waterfall locations, hiking locations, places that maybe I would have not necessarily ventured off into before because before I would have just saved up to go on a trip somewhere. But I think that in the future, with Spicy Boys, we're going to make a huge impact on New Brunswick, and I think that there's a lot that not only the local business economy, but particularly the tourism industry in New Brunswick has to offer to Canada on a national scale, not just regionally or like within its province to the people up here.
Well, all I can say is thank you very much.
Yeah,
thank
absolutely.
you as a young person to model that to others. And
no thanks needed. I like that's like a like podcast or not. That's a firm belief that New Brunswick is an amazing place and that we have a lot to offer.
Absolutely, and I totally believe that, and that's the reason why we do this, and having people like you on the show really demonstrates and shows that it can happen. Yeah. We can do it. We have the expertise in the province to do it. All we have to do is put our minds together and make it happen.
I agree.
Appreciate it, and thank you very much.
Yeah, not a problem, Bob.
There we are. Another edition of Northern Heat for this week, the place you come to hear the stories that haven't been discovered yet.